Licensed ethical hunting transforms vacuous voyeurs into guiding guardians who help conserve nature's balance and wildness. Visit www.mahunt.org and go to the museum for many more examples. This gobbler for about a half an hour. He was over by those trees. I saw him strutting and I heard him gobble to me 5-6 times, and I could see him through the trees strut back and forth, but he wouldn't come. I finally used the Jake gobble and he didn't gobble back to it, but after I used the Jake gobble I used a couple of very small calls, and all of a sudden I started to see him move. Hopefully we've got it on tape. But now I'll just pan in to see how good this gobbler is. But you can see he got pretty close in, probably about 7-8 yards, which is a little closer than you like. And I would have shot him a little sooner had I not been on video, but obviously he's heard one little shotgun move on the twig and started to take off. You try to shoot them when they're standing still, but unfortunately we're trying to get video to show everybody what it's like to hunt these eastern gobblers here in northeast Missouri, so I took a little longer to shoot him, which means he got in just a little closer and he got a little excited and saw me. So now let's take a walk out and see how good he is. Looked like an awful nice bearded bird and big bird, acted like a dominant bird. Before we go out to him, just show you where he had been. He was down in the corner of that field. I could see him through the brush. You can see that I was in there in the brush, but I could see him through this brush down in the corner of the field. He'd been down in there strutting and walking back and forth before I got him to walk all the way over here. But it took the Jake call to get him to come. So let's see. Now also I didn't get on the camera, but right over here there was a hen walking from right to left, and she was walking about 10 yards off the edge, and a coyote was right along the edge, and she never ruffled or ran away, and he never even tried to get her. Amazing as he went by. So let's see how good our gobbler looks here early in the morning. I haven't looked at the time, but we've notched the tag. My guess is it's about 7:30, quarter to 8. As you can see, it was gully washer rain last night, poured all night, and this bird is a warrior. He has been fighting. Look at the wing feathers. Look at the wing feathers on this old warrior. just before noon on opening day, April 22nd, 2002 in Missouri, and we have an absolutely regal bird. As you can tell, I had worked on him for quite some time, as you saw with the camera, and the camera was probably only on, I'd say 20% of the time. He must have gobbled to me 20 times, but he wouldn't move. He just wouldn't move, so I could tell I'm pretty sure he was a big bird. And unfortunately I had the camera a little bit too focused in, so you didn't see all of the game, but he wouldn't move, so I did something unusual, which is when he would gobble, I would move up a little bit. But look at the size of the spur he has. I haven't measured it, but my guess is the spur is probably very close to 1.5 inches. Awesome spur. But you did get to see the shot, and you get to see how hard these birds are to call. And this is just a magnificent bird. He's got, if you can see the full length of the beard, it looks like it's about 11 inches. I haven't measured it yet, but he's tagged and he is just gorgeous in the sunshine. But you can see I probably worked on him a half an hour. He gobbled 20 times. He was down in that little valley and he would not come out, and normally you just have to wait for him, and I waited a long time and tried every trick in the book, from being quiet to rustling leaves to aggressively yelping to cutting. And suddenly I decided that I would, when he'd gobble, I'd move forward a few trees just to see if I get closer, because the only way I thought he had to be a big bird, the only way I thought I'd get him in is to get really close to him. And all of a sudden, as you saw, he came out of the bottom and he was up here on this, but you can see there's the bottom that he was, and he came up on top of the hill and he came in a step at a time. I hope you could see some of it on the camera. I had the camera focused in probably about like that, which was a little too much. And also, the last time I stopped, I got a little stuck, so I didn't get to brace against the tree. I was right in the middle of nowhere out in the open when I first saw his head pop up at a long distance. I just want to give you a little view across the valley so you can see what the redbud looks like this time of year. It's just starting to come out. It's a gorgeous green Missouri day. It's got to be in the mid-60s, low 70s, but this is a bird of all birds. I mean, he is just gigantic. I will now measure him, and I will show you the other. Let's see if we can put a little light on this. Get a flavor of how long that is. Unbelievable. Now I'll measure it and I'll try to let you know, but there's quite a spur. I've put the tape by the spur. It looks like it's about 1 7/16, just under 1.5. But you get a little flavor next to the tape. And here you can see what's happened to the other spur. It's been broken off. Absolutely no sharp point, but it's broken off at about 1 inch. So the spur broke off in about 1 inch. And now we've got the beard stretched out. It looks like it's just over 11 inches, but you can see the tape laying here into the beard. It shows it's a little over 11 inches. Quite a beard, and a heavy beard. What a gorgeous creature. Not just is he a gorgeous creature, but he's here in the Missouri woods on a spring day that's incredible. It's an old bird, 4 or 5-year-old bird. These are the monarchs that you really try to get for. They're the toughest, but generally when you have monarchs like this, they don't gobble. But this was the most incredible bird, and you've heard many of the gobbles on the videotape, as it probably took me half hour, 45 minutes. And you can see the length of the 1 7/16 inch spurs. Just a gorgeous bird. What's the reason you come here and you save these great places? This is where a farmer only lets a couple people hunt each year, and opening day is your best chance because the birds haven't been called that much. But look at all of his colors and his great head in the sun.